they're going to find out that Santa wasn't real. And then it's going to hit them, and it's going to be like, hold up. Well, Dad, Mom, they've been telling us that this is real, and it's not real. So what else have they been telling us it's not real? And when you start looking at the parallels between the way that we depict Santa and the way that Christ is, right? I mean, they give a lot of attributes of Jesus to, Santa, about he knows what you're doing. He knows when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows, all that type of a thing. And we just got very convicted that we said, you know what? No, I can't do that, because I don't want to, in the future, I don't want to have this conversation and my child, to me, explain, well, this was a white lie.
Yeah.
There's no such thing. And so personally for our family, we said no, but we also made a very strong effort to tell our children, your job is not to go in and correct all your peers, right?
You're wrong. You're celebrating Santa, and how dare you? And
no. That's not our job. Now, if you're asked a very specific answer, you give a very honest answer. We have to do that. But we do it how? The way that the Bible says.
Yeah.
With meekness and fear. And so we respect the other people on this. But I'll tell you, the one thing that you might find interesting that I did is, which Santa are we talking about? Because it goes all the way back to 280 AD.
Yeah.
And then up until the I think it was, if I remember the correct date off the top of my head, and that's always a bad thing, it's in the 30s or the 50s at the latest. I think it was the 30s when Coca-Cola adopted Santa. I think it was 36, but don't quote me on that. When Coke adopted Santa, and all they did was take all these other depictions that had been in magazines and that sort of a thing, the jolly plump fellow with a pipe and all that kind of a thing. And that really blew up the Santa. But boy, you better look at some of the other depictions of Kris Kringle, and there's some that you can't even really talk with your children about. I mean, you don't want them to know about it because he was a butcher. There's some ugly stories out there. So which Santa are we talking about? But the bottom line is, none of them should replace Jesus Christ.